Good afternoon, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Shoreline Community College nursing class of spring 2021. I am Mary Burrows, Dean of Health Occupations and Nursing. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Shoreline Community College, I would like to welcome all of the family and friends of the graduates who are here to share in this celebration. Before we begin the celebration, I would like to comment on the fortitude and commitment of these students to become nurses during this time. They've endured a transition to online education, had their worlds turned upside down by the pandemic, and are living through a great uprising against racial injustices. These events have shaped who they have become as nurses. They have developed skills they likely didn't imagine needing nor wanting. I am very proud of your commitment to becoming nurses in this difficult time. I'd like to recognize some honored guests. Member of the Board of Trustees and Chair this year is Dr. Catherine Dambrozio, who is also a nurse. President of the college, Dr. Cheryl Roberts, is with us today. Vice President for Student Learning, Philip King. Sharon Lowenborg, our nursing program coordinator. And our incredible nursing faculty, who I have had the privilege of working with and who guide this excellent nursing program. And finally, all of the family members and friends of the graduates. Your support has been essential to these graduates achieving their dreams of becoming nurses. Thank you for all that you have done to support them in many different ways. Next, Dr. Catherine Post-Dambrozio, a practicing registered nurse since 1983, and was appointed by Washington Governor Inslee to serve on the Shoreline's Board of Trustees in 2013, has a message from the Board of Trustees. Catherine.
Thank you, Dean Burrows. Hello and welcome. My name is Catherine Dambrozio. I serve as the chair of Shoreline Community College, your Board of Trustees. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my honor and my privilege to get to speak with you and welcome you to this, our fourth and hopefully final virtual School of Nursing convocation. As a pediatric critical field care nurse for 38 years, allow me to welcome each of you to the nursing profession. Each of you here today are making history as you commemorate the completion of what had prior to 2020 been uncharted areas of academic accomplishments. You have completed the majority of your nursing education during a global pandemic that has changed every facet of our world. And if you've attended previous Shoreline School of Nursing convocations, you know I like to talk briefly about nursing history and our pinning traditions that hark back to Miss Nightingale's pinning ceremonies that started about 165 years ago in 1856. Nursing pinning ceremonies, what we're doing today, commemorates, celebrates, and symbolizes the rite of passage from student nurse to professional nurse. And just as the pediatric critical field care nurses who are mentored under my wing come to learn, you have to know that your learning has just begun. You can never stop learning about the precise, scientific, professional nursing care needs of each of your patients. The health, the function, and the quality of life of our families, of our communities, our society, our world, and our future are depending upon each of you. Your professional nursing practice excellence, your dedication to learning and continuously improving, and to applying what you learn to optimize each of your patients' health outcomes, functional outcomes, and quality of life outcomes. You, the history makers, never really want to be the ones making history. As academics, we would all much rather read about such events after the fact, but you've done it and you're doing it. We stand in awe of your bravery, your courage, your determination, and the perseverance you will have to muster to forge ahead in the strange, new, too often virtual world. Unlike many degrees and certificates, this particular degree and degrees you no doubt will earn in the future, this degree identifies who you are as well as what you do. You are now part of the most trusted profession in America. Each of you from this point forward, and now more than ever before as nurses, each of you holds the health of our society in your hands. Stay safe, protect your patients, never look the other way. Protect yourself and your own family. Shoreline's Board of Trustees wishes each of you all the very best as you embark upon your professional nursing future. You did it. Each of you have the Board of Trustees' heartiest congratulations. Thank you, Dean Burrows.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that you take your time out of each quarter you come and give your congratulations, and it's appreciated.
My pleasure.
Okay, next I'd like to introduce SCAN's co-president, Alex Yates.
Thank you, Mary, and good afternoon on this beautiful late spring day, everyone. My name is Alex Yates, and I am a soon-to-be sixth quarter student and co-president of SCANS, which is the Shoreline Community College Association of Nursing Students. I'm honored to be here once again to speak about SCANS and to recognize some of our graduates for the contributions. And as I wasn't originally slated to speak today, you get a bit of an encore speech from me. So this one may be familiar to a few of you. I would like to first note that SCANS is not just an empty resume builder, as some folks might assume. It actually fills a range of functions for both our nursing student body and for the program itself. New students begin at Shoreline overwhelmed with mountains of information, high personal expectations, and perhaps a fair degree of anxiety about the impending rigors of nursing school. But each quarter, SCANS reps coordinate an official welcome celebration for new students, where they impart wisdom and study tips, where they help to reset expectations and to relieve fears about the road ahead, where they pair up new students with second quarter buddies to provide ongoing support and connection. SCANS officers also arrange a quarterly lunch and learn series with speakers from the community to share stories, insights, and information about myriad subjects related to nursing. SCANS officers launched the Nursing Learning Center to help support their peers academically with weekly scheduled tutoring sessions. SCANS officers have coordinated a used scrub sale and annual fundraisers to help support their peers in financial need. SCANS officers act as liaisons to provide a student voice in faculty, evaluation, and curriculum committee meetings. SCANS officers post on social media, providing a public face for our organization. SCANS officers are ambassadors for the nursing program at Shoreline, meeting and speaking with students, taking health sciences prerequisite classes to help bridge the gap in the application process. SCANS officers also co-produced this graduation ceremony. All of this and more on top of the exhausting schedule and academic rigors of a highly respected two-year nursing program. And so I repeat, SCANS is not just a resume builder, but a student-run organization full of people truly embodying the spirit of what it means to be a nurse, striving to continuously learn and grow, to build community, to help others. Now, as promised, I'd like to recognize a few members of the graduating class who have served in SCANS at some point during their tenure. Chalet Park, who acted on the prerequisite team. Molly Brandeber, who was on the curriculum committee. Allie McDonald, both a cohort rep and curriculum committee rep. And Jacob Berg, who's also a cohort rep. Thank you all for your time, for your dedication, for your hard work. Thank you for everything you've done to help make SCANS all that it is today. And of course, congratulations to the entirety of this graduating class.
Thank you so much, Alex. Congratulations on being in sixth quarter. Next, we have a special ceremony to induct some of the graduates into our Honor Society. I'd like to introduce Faculty Advisor Mark Glover.
Greetings and salutations. I am Mark Glover, third quarter instructor for the nursing program at Shoreline Community College, and I'm the faculty advisor for the Organization for Associate Degree Nursing, also known as ODEN. And the chapter officers of ODEN are Shelley Bushy, Audrey Dassif, Connor Bruce, and Christina Stratulat. Some of them are really busy and unable to join into part of this, but I'm happy to take over the entire thing. I'm so proud of this entire class. Like nurses everywhere, we all know the extreme commitment and fortitude that are needed to achieve this goal. All have struggled through this process, dealing with our lives outside school while still maintaining the required level of achievement. It can be extremely difficult. Some have maintained an exceptional level throughout their prerequisites and then through this entire program. And this moment is to recognize them and to induct them as our newest members. In the spring of 2012, ODEN approved the formation of a National Honor Society for Associate Degree Nursing programs. Shoreline Community College Nursing Program has been chartered as the Delta Eta chapter of the ODEN Alpha Delta Nu Nursing Honor Society. Eligible students receive an invitation in the fourth quarter of the program for their provisional membership. In order to be considered for a full membership, students have to have attained a 3.0 or higher overall grade point average for all prerequisite courses. They must have attained a 3.0 grade or higher in every nursing course, some of which are pretty darn complicated. And throughout, they must have demonstrated conduct on campus and then in the clinical areas that reflect integrity and professionalism. ODEN members work to promote scholarship and academic excellence in the profession of nursing. They work to recognize academic excellence of students in the study of associate degree nursing. And they encourage the pursuit of advanced degrees in the profession as well as continuing education as a lifelong professional responsibility. The students who are going to be inducted today as full members of the society are in alphabetical order: Molly Brandberg, Shelley Bushy, Anna Chamberlain, Audrey Dassif, Emily Hyatt, Colwinder Jaswal, Brian Oman, and Hannah Tourette. Please take a moment to congratulate these latest inductees of ODEN. You guys rock.
Thank you, Mark, for that fabulous presentation of the honors. Each class chooses one of their classmates to be their student speaker, and this class has chosen Jared Erdman.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jared Erdman, and I'm going to be talking to you a little bit today about our experience here at Shoreline Community College. Many of you know because I've told you that I'm scared as hell to be a nurse. At the same time, that fear hasn't stopped me from doing it, and I hope it doesn't. The more I've learned about becoming a nurse during this program, the more I've realized how much I don't know and how much more there is to learn. There's a quote from the Talmud which says, "Every blade of grass has its angel that bends over it and whispers, 'Grow, grow.'" And wow, have we grown. Each of us in this program have been like blades of grass with our own guardian angels working mandatory overtime to encourage us day after challenging day to keep growing. We've succeeded in this program, and at last, we've arrived to our graduation day. We've come together in this virtual online environment to celebrate the graduation of 32 nursing students, including myself. I'm relieved to say that all 32 of us passed our final exams yesterday and are eligible, to sit for the NCLEX. Although we all would have liked to celebrate this day in person, I'm grateful that our friends and family can participate from different parts of the country and even possibly the world. If you're outside of Washington and joining us on this Zoom, feel free to take a moment to type in the chat where you're joining us from. And any comments or praises or cheers that you have as well. I've some important messages to share with you today. A lot has happened in 2 years, so it was a bit challenging for me to keep my message brief. My hope is to convey to each of you how profound this educational experience has been for us as nursing students. I'm going to start by highlighting some pivotal events of our nursing school experience and how they affected us. And then I have a special message that I would like to share for family, friends, and loved ones, for instructors and staff from the nursing program, and finally for our nursing graduates. Reflecting on this entire nursing school experience is helpful to understand where we were 2 years ago and the really challenging major national and global events that have punctuated our nursing school experience. Our first quarter of nursing school was face-to-face as usual. We went to class on campus, we attended labs, we had clinical rotations on site, we got to know each other, we shook hands without hand sanitizer, and we gave hugs instead of elbow bumps. We studied together on and off campus, laughed together, we took selfies and cried together. Second quarter started off without a hitch, but in the middle of the quarter, things began to change, and rapidly. I can still remember one day during clinical rotations when I actually became scared for all of us. Perhaps you can remember a day like that in the beginning of the pandemic for yourselves. As nursing students, we were aware of a novel coronavirus, but we had no idea at the time how our nursing school experience, our lives, and our livelihood would be shaped by it. Third quarter was a bit of a mess, but we hung in there. Basically, over spring break, the Shoreline nursing program staff and instructors conducted an overhaul of program delivery so we could at least continue our nursing education completely online. In the meantime, Seattle began to lock down. The campus locked down. People began wearing masks and social distancing, and shelter-in-place guidelines were enforced. Life and nursing school as we knew it was completely transformed within a matter of weeks. We couldn't have imagined that things would get worse, but they did. Many of you know that I'm from Minnesota, and hi to Minnesota folks, and worked for the City of Minneapolis Health Department for 9 years. You also know that on May 25th, 2020, George Floyd was murdered by Officer Derek Chauvin in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And this sparked national outrage and global protests. So now here we are. We had a global pandemic, national outrage and protests, and then with fourth quarter around the corner, we were looking at an historical national election. There were a lot of other things that happened in our country too at the time, but I just wanted to highlight a few that hit us in the gut while we were already down. By the beginning of fifth quarter, we found ourselves in the middle of the pandemic, chained to our computers, but with eyes glued on the television. Meanwhile, questioning the actual state of our union. I remember how emotionally difficult it was for us to cope with the battery of cumulative stressors in our lives and surroundings. I remember how absurd it felt to sit for hours studying, trying to act like our assignment deadlines were important, continuing to check assignments off of our to-do list, and then adding more assignments to our to-do list, and then dealing with the absolute inevitability of countless standardized quizzes and exams. Resilience took on a whole new meaning for us. I share these pivotal moments in our program because they've shaped our nursing education and who we are as developing nurses. Today we're graduating, but at the same time, we're wondering what else could possibly be in store for us. Are we ready for this? And you know what? I don't even know if we are, but we're all going to move forward one way or another. We've said it before, and I'll repeat it again today. We've got this. We do. Along this journey, growth and change have occurred at a mind-numbing pace and with an intensity that was unprecedented in my career and in our lifetimes. And there's a few of us in this program who've been around for a while. We've grown like those blades of grass that bend in the wind, but growth has also meant challenges to our preconceptions of what we thought nursing was. Our relationships with our patients and our relationships with our coworkers. Completing nursing school in the midst of quite traumatic and historical events has amplified the need to reflect on and consider the ramifications of this profession on our mental health and our lives at home with family and loved ones. As developing nurses, we become increasingly aware that the so-called normal way of life as we knew it needs to be radically transformed and reconstructed. Political, economic, and systemic inequities continue to threaten the health of our patients, the safety of us, healthcare workers, and the unity and health of our nation. Recent events have demonstrated how our healthcare system functions, but only for some. And in many ways, in terms of public health and protecting an entire population, it's fragmented and broken. We have lost loved ones. We've felt alone and isolated. We've needed to get away from it all, but how and where would we go? For many, the sequelae of COVID-19 infection and repercussions of historical trauma and health disparities will continue to be felt long into the future physically, economically, and emotionally. The completion of this nursing program in the midst of successive, historically significant events, not to mention our own personal challenges, has been an impressive achievement. Family, friends, and loved ones who are online. Just need to take a breath. We want you to know that we appreciate you and celebrate you for helping us to get to this point. And the first thing that we appreciate, and the first thing that we want to say to express our gratitude is that we're sorry. We're sorry for always saying no.
Take the time.
All right,
Jared.
Sure. We're sorry for always saying no, or I can't, or I have to study. We're sorry for leaving early. We're sorry for arriving late, and we're sorry for not arriving at all. We're sorry for not calling. We're sorry for not texting. We're sorry for not wanting to participate in your Zoom dinner party. We're sorry for overreacting. We're sorry for making you sleep alone, eat alone, and attend holiday functions alone. We're sorry for you having to pick up the slack like all the time. And oh, we're sorry for oversharing at the dinner table. Oh, yeah, we apologize, and yet we're incredibly grateful. We're grateful for all the times you wanted to be mad at us, but you forgave us instead. We're grateful for your time, your presence, and your patience. You supported us in your own way and gave us space to succeed. You made us smile or laugh when we were stuck in our own downward spiral of self-pity. You insisted on spending time together, taking breaks from studying, and taking care of ourselves. You worked, you supported us financially, you cooked, you cleaned, you took care of family matters and the kids. We asked a lot of you, and we know that we couldn't have made it here without you. Now, I don't want you to think that you're off the hook. Because when we begin working as nurses, we're still going to need your love and support. Globally and nationally, we're on the verge of a massive nursing shortage. Some of this is due to nursing burnout and the effects of COVID-19 response. The American Nursing Association projects that over 500,000 seasoned nurses are anticipated to retire by 2022. That's just around the corner. It's not going to be a walk in the park when we go to work. We likely will need to work long hours, sometimes unpredictable hours and under stressful conditions. We'll be tired when we get home, and we'll continue to need alone time as well as your support to recover and recharge. Now for the Shoreline Nursing Program, we want you to know we're incredibly grateful to the Shoreline Nursing staff and instructors for weathering the storm. You overhauled the delivery of our program in a matter of weeks in response to COVID-19 to avoid having to shut down the program. You navigated us through rough, stormy waters, the best that you knew how, and if you wanted to give up on us at any point, at least you didn't tell us. You hung in there even when you had your own personal and professional challenges. We saw that and we respect that. We're grateful for your devotion to offering us a high quality nursing education, and we look forward to being your future colleagues. And now for us graduates. The message that I have for us as graduates is that we must be more than nurses at all times, in all places, and with all people. Being more than nurses at all times involves a fundamental recognition that we nurses are human beings first. We have needs, faults, biases, emotions, desires, and aspirations just like anyone else. I've witnessed while working as a nursing assistant and as a student nurse, healthcare professionals who are strung out, overworked, overcommitted, stressed, sick, unfriendly, sometimes mean, and even lacking compassion. But I've also witnessed healthcare professionals who may have some of these qualities, but who are absolutely and completely devoted to their patients and profession, who are modest about their positive impact on patients and families, and who continue to show up to work day in and day out for years, even decades. The level of commitment of these healthcare professionals is astounding and humbling at the same time. What brings these individuals to work each day is clearly bigger and more expansive than their paychecks, and bigger than who they are as nurses or healthcare professionals. To me, being more than nurses at all times means exercising a level of self-awareness and self-care that recognizes our human limitations. This enables us to continue to care for our patients and our loved ones, and to continue to facilitate healing for a long, long time. We must be more than nurses wherever we are, even when we're at work and even behind the face mask, because we all know that the masks aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Being more than nurses in all places means striving to bring our whole selves into the healthcare workspace for the benefit of our patients, their families, and our colleagues. Being more than nurses in all places includes at home in our communities where we live, work, worship, and play. The health of our families, friends, and neighbors thrives when we as nurses utilize the knowledge and experience that we gain in the clinical setting and then translate that experience into other settings by promoting well-being, practicing what we preach, standing up against injustice, racism, gender inequality, and advocating for environmental, policy, and systems change. Finally, we must be more than nurses with all people. We can probably attest that this is the most difficult of them all. What's been hardest for me in becoming a nurse is questioning my own capacity to care. And if I'm truly honest with myself, it's questioning my own capacity to care for certain people. Being more than nurses with all people acknowledges that being a nurse is a chosen identity with its own power and privilege. And yet so much of our lives is influenced by those identities that are not our choice. For example, I'm a gay white man, and God knows so much of my life, my power, my privilege has been shaped by those three words. So much more than any job title I've ever held. Gay, white, male, nurse. How will my patients, my coworkers, my partner, my family, how will they experience that? That's my challenge. And you'll have your own unique challenges and experiences with power and privilege associated with this new identity. At a minimum, being more than nurses with all people means developing compassion and being vulnerable to be available to share, learn, and continue to grow. It's setting aside our egos, acknowledging and reflecting on our biases, and still doing the good work. In closing, our nursing school journey was a daunting one, indelibly marked by sentinel events in our country's history. No one could have ever anticipated it was going to be like this. And I like to say that I believe in science, but I also like to think that miracles are a part of that too. A minor miracle and a whole host of angels have helped all of us to this graduation day, June 17th, 2021. Like blades of grass, we'll continue to bend with the wind to survive and to thrive. As we embark on our new careers as more than nurses, my hope is that we will always remain open to hearing that gentle whisper in our ears, saying, grow, grow. We've got this. Thank you.
Go ahead and unmute yourself, students, and give Jared a true thank
Well
you.
done.
Right on, Jared.
Love you.
We love you.
Love you.
Love you, Jared. We love you, Jared.
Raise your hand. Thank you, Jared. Oh, cute.
Thanks, Jared. Moving on, the graduating class also chooses a faculty member to speak, and today they have chosen Professor Betty Cost.
Hello, everyone. Jared, you're a hard act to follow. That was amazing. Welcome, family, friends, faculty, administrators, and graduates to the graduation ceremony of spring 2021. I want to thank the graduates for the honor of speaking with you. I am humbled by your request. I met this cohort in fall 2020, 6 months into the pandemic. At that time, COVID cases were surging, vaccines seemed far away, and now, with millions in the United States vaccinated, the country is opening again and life is slowly getting back to normal, at least a new normal. The end of the pandemic seems to be in sight, cautiously. In some ways, we are experiencing a new beginning. We're not quite sure what the future will hold. We have some anxiety about that future, but we are ready for the next phase of life. Marianne Williamson, the author of Everyday Grace, Having Hope, Finding Forgiveness, and Making Miracles, said in her book, "Every end is a new beginning." When I finished nursing school, there was tremendous relief that all the hard work was over. At the same time, anxiety to pass the NCLEX, find a job, and reconnect with family and friends almost overwhelmed me. I was excited that the next phase was starting, but I was also terrified. What if I'm lousy at being a nurse? What if I did something to harm a patient? I kept asking myself, what if, what if, what if? Sometimes I wanted nursing school to continue since I knew what to expect. Yeah, I know I'm a little crazy about that. But I knew deep in my heart that I was ready for the challenge and that with guidance and reflection, I would be the nurse I dreamed I would be. I think that some of you might feel the same way. Excited, anxious, but ready for the next challenge. You are ready for a new beginning. Some of you may already have jobs lined up. Some of you just want to go on vacation. And some of you are worried about the NCLEX. But I know in my heart that all of you have the strength and resilience to be the nurse you've dreamed of. That all of you have what it takes to be outstanding nurses. You are grown up and ready to take your place in the nursing profession. As E.E. Cummings said, it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. And I see you as a registered nurse who will give excellent care compassionately and completely to all people. As a former faculty member used to ask, who is the nurse? You are the nurse. In closing, I want to leave you with some advice. Spend time reflecting on your work and your response to it. Give encouragement to each other, especially when someone is struggling. Work as a team, helping each other when one is overwhelmed. Listen to music that heals you, that you love, that recharges you. Read something that appeals to you. I read novels. And I read something every day just to get my mind off of nursing. But best of all, listen to your heart. Who is the nurse? You are the nurse. Congratulations to our new nurses. Thank you.
Please feel free to unmute and give Betty a big thank you.
We love you, Betty.
Thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Betty, for everything. We love you.
We love you.
I love you too. I love you too. I'm so proud of you.
Betty is retiring this spring, and she will be dearly missed by faculty, staff, and students. She's our mama. She's our love mama. We all know how much we're loved when Betty is around. We will miss you, Betty.
I'll miss you too, Mary. I'll miss all of you. That's why I said it's a new beginning, because I'm starting a new beginning too, and it scares me to death.
We are to the point where we are going to be presenting our graduates. And what will happen is I believe each of the graduates have made a slide of their choosing. And we will be calling your name and sharing your slide. And afterwards, we'll do a mass celebration of all of you because you all deserve it.
Big. Emily Hyatt. Yay, Emily. Mary Marotta. Hannah Terrett. Or Tourette. Nina Reckinger. Brian Ullman. Monica Marr. Shelley Boucher. Shane Hunt. Molly Brandenburg. Anna Chamberlain. Jacob Berg. Iola Nadavanyanya. Sorry about that, Iola. Melissa Biderbost. Svetlana Lepilova. Jared Erdman. Layla Alani. Lou Hecker. Dono Doe. Christian May Hennis. Muriel Latino Andre. Jillian Nassabaugh. Juliana A. Siniceros Cuevas. Kuwinder Jaswal. Tammy Wan. Lita Thea Louis. Kamel Abuzad. Audrey Dossett. Yay, Audrey. Allie McDonald. Chelsea Geddes. Christopher Tardif. Derek McAllister. Eugene Joseph Kennedy.
I invite you to unmute yourself and celebrate your
Happy birthday. Massive. Cheers, young someone, I don't know.
Easy, go lay down.
Congratulations, graduates. I am just so proud of each and every one of you, and know that you will make such a difference in the world, individually, collectively. I'm so proud of who you have become.
Mhm.
Another tradition at nursing graduations is for all of the nurses, including the graduates, to recite the Nurses Pledge, which is an adaptation of the Florence Nightingale Pledge. It will appear on the screen.
I don't know. Let's put you guys on.
Would all of the nurses in the audience and all of the graduates please join me in reciting the pledge? Okay, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. I pledge myself here
In the presence
of this assembly
to
practice my
provide
professional
holistic
integrity,
integrity.
to provide holistic, therapeutic,
and
non-judgmental care,
skills and
using
knowledge,
knowledge,
skills,
I will treat
understanding.
I
possess.
equally
I will treat every client
equally that may
equally,
refrain from
refrain
any
from any action that may be
harmful to their health
their health and well-being.
I accept responsibility for the improvement of the health in the communities in which I work.
professional
I will hold in professional confidence all personal information entrusted to me
and give my
my full support
and
cooperation
with
to
all
all members of the interprofessional healthcare team unless it jeopardizes my client.
with it.
I will leave with
and compassion in ethical
ethical matters.
I
I
commit
commit
to
to
growing
growing my nursing practice in harmony with professional nursing standards and will contribute to the continued advancement of the nursing profession.
I pledge
I pledge to maintain my knowledge, skills, and understanding at the highest level.
I
I
fully
acknowledge the important knowledge that forecasts of the responsibility I accept in my calling
and
and
the
the
significance
significance
of
of
the
the
pledge
pledge
that I
that
take
I
today.
take today. It works.
Fabulous. Congratulations, graduates. Best wishes as you go forth in your nursing career. Remember, we expect to hear from you in the next few weeks as you pass NCLEX and get jobs. And don't forget that you'll hear from me in 6 to 9 months for that post-grad survey required for accreditation and to maintain our quality program. Thank you to everyone for coming. Please be sure to watch the media presentation that follows. Congratulations to the class
Congratulations, you guys.
2021.
We're so proud of you.
Go nurses.
Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations! Before we head off, we have a quick little video presentation for Betty, who's going to be retiring.
Before we all head off and get too wild and crazy, we do have a video presentation for Betty. Thank you, Natasha.
Hey Betty, what's going on? It's Nurse Blake, and I heard the big news. Your family and coworkers over at Shoreline Community College School of Nursing reached out to me and told me you're retiring, and I am so jealous of you because we all want to retire. But they told me they love you and they are going to miss you so much, that they appreciate everything you've done over the years for so many nursing students, not only preparing them to be good nurses, but the impact you've had on the patients that they are actually caring for, all because of what you taught them. So I just want to say congratulations on this milestone. You deserve everything. You deserve an amazing retirement. So get out there, travel, see the world, and don't forget to think about your coworkers when you're just like at home chilling, maybe on the beach somewhere, that they are working so hard. But they're definitely thinking about you. And they said, hey, if you ever want to pick up a few shifts or you ever want to like keep working, that you are welcome to do that too. But anyways, congratulations. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you guys did that. Oh my God.
We love you, Betty.
That was amazing. Thank you. I feel like I'm a celebrity. You got Nurse Blake to do this? Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. I'll be back. I'll come back to Shoreline. Take care of yourselves. And just remember what I've taught you. Okay? All right.